Yep, we're on.
How you going, Kieran? I'm Fraser. I'm going to take you for your session. So we've already done the screening and everything. No problems with any injuries or anything. No high blood pressure. No illnesses other than a minor hamstring tear about a year ago. So we're going to do a test first up, which is called the sit and reach. We're just going to see that hamstring flexibility just to make sure that there's no problems there. Basically, you're just going to take your shoes off. Sit in there with your feet as close to or up against the back there. I'm going to hold down your legs so you can't bend your knees up. Just going to keep your hands over the top of each other and just keep going until you can't reach anymore. Yep. Okay. Just a nice deep breath out while you're pushing out as well. Legs down, whenever you're ready. 27, so that's just above touching your toes there. Have a little breather and then we'll go one more, okay? Alright, whenever you're ready. Take a breath out again. Good. 26 and a half on that one. So it's quite a good result. We're happy with at least touching your toes. There doesn't seem to be any problems with the hamstring. What I'll do is I'll just grab a pen and paper to write that one down. So we already did a quick warm up before we started, just on the treadmill, a few light stretches and everything, so we're pretty safe to get into any workout session that I've got planned. So I've set up all the exercises ready for you. So first one we've got the dumbbell bench press. I'll just demo all the exercises before we start them for you. So basically we'll do a warm up on the lighter weight first, so just picking them up, rest them on your knees, and you're just lying back nice and slow. Letting the dumbbells come to your side there, pushing up, trying to get them to touch at the top, and then coming down nice and slow. You want your elbows in about an arrow shape, so you don't want dumbbells coming out too wide or too close in. You're just pushing straight up. Try and keep them in line with your chest as much as you can, nice and slow on the way down, and just up. When you sit back up with them, just hold them to your chest, and just sit up with them. So we'll go warm-up set of 8 on the lighter weight, and then we'll go a set of 10 on the heavier ones. I'll just be behind you, spotting you. If you have any problems, just let me know. So just deep breaths in on the way down and out on the way up. Just a bit more controlled on the way down. Up with those. We'll have a minute rest in between this one. So no problems with technique or anything there. No pain through your chest at all. No, all good, mate. Good. So a little bit longer.
Can you hold wrist to spot?
Alright. We'll get into it. So still nice and controlled. Nice and slow down. Good. Still keep it nice and controlled on the way down. Good. Good breathing. Down, go 2 more. Chest. Sit up and up. Alright, we'll give you a little bit of a rest. Do you need a drink or anything before we go on to the next exercise? Alright, so the next exercise I'll demonstrate while you're having a bit of a rest. So we got chin ups. So I'm sure you've done them before already. So basically, hands about shoulder width apart. I want you to start all the way down at the bottom of the range. Pull it nice and strong up, and then nice and controlled down. You want the chin all the way to the top of the bar. Breathing out on the way up, and then slow and controlled, breathing in on the way down. So we're going to try and go for a set of either 8 or 10. Yeah, I'll grab some chalk for you to see it nicely.
Yeah.
I'll just move those dumbbells out the way just so you don't fall off there. Alright, so whenever you're ready, starting at the bottom of the range, pulling up, chin above, good, nice and slow down. I'll just be behind you just in case. Work a little bit slow on the way down if you can. We'll leave it there. That's it. So just grab a technique was perfect there. Breathing was good, no problems. So while you have a quick rest, the next exercise is barbell back squats. So pretty much hands will line pinkies up with the smooth bit there on the bar. Just coming underneath the bar. Standing up with it and stepping out. Nice deep breath on the way out. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing out a little bit. Nice and slow on the way down, keeping your chest up. Get to about 90 degrees there, and then just push straight back up. If you feel like you're coming up on your toes at all or anything, you just want to try and keep the weight sitting back on your heels, okay? I'll be behind you, spot you just in case, so I want to warm up 7, 8 reps, okay? Toes pointing out just a little bit. Nice and slow and controlled all the way down, keeping that chest up. Good. Last one. Just break the bar there. So I'll give you about a minute rest, and then we're going to go into about 60% of your max. So I'm being a bit conservative just because we haven't done a lot of work. It's at 60 kilos, so about 60% of what you can probably lift. So exact same technique as we were just doing there, keeping the chest up, keeping the weight on the heels, breathing on the width, breathing in on the way down, out on the way up, okay? I'll have a little bit longer rest. Whenever you're ready, okay? Nice and controlled on the way down. We're going to go for a set of 10 here. Grab a quick drink. Alright, so the next stage of the session is a bit of cardiovascular training. So we've got 2 different exercises that we're going to get you on. First one's the rower. So we're going to go 3 minutes on the rower. The main target I want you to hit is at least 500 meters every 2.5 minutes. So it'll tell you on the screen how quickly you're going. You just want to keep the whole 4 minutes of training at around 2.5 minutes or under for the every 500.
It's 10.
It's 10. Cool. Alright, so I'll give you a little bit longer just to recover from those squats. So basically, pretty straightforward on the rower, just sitting on the seat there. Slip your feet in there, tighten the straps up. So you can hop in on that one, exactly the same. That's all comfortable for you there? Right, and then just pick up the bar there, and just sit back with it, and that'll start the screen to automatically turns on. Basically all we want is trying to keep your chest pumped up as tall as you can. Come in with that until you're not coming too much onto your toes there and not stretching too much into the machine. And then just pulling the legs back and then arms back, still keeping that chest pumped up. When you get to the back of the repetition, you're pulling the shoulders back, keeping that chest up as tall as you can, and then just coming back in. So see how it's got the time for every 500 meters? Yep. You want to just try and keep that under 2.5 minutes for the whole 4, okay? So we're going to start just whenever you're ready. We've got the timer at the top there, and that's telling you how long we're going for. So just keep that chest pumped up as much as you can. Just try and get that under 2.5 minutes if you can.
Good.
Good technique here. Good. Perfect. Bang on the time we want. Exactly how we want it. Just 1 minute down. Because it's a nice hot day today, we're just going to cut it a little bit short. I don't want you burning out too much. So we're going to stop it at the 3 minute mark. So I've got about 1 more minute from here. Really good technique, good timing there, okay? Just keep that breathing up. Nice deep breaths, keeping the control there. Yeah. 45 seconds to go, keep that up. Almost there, we've got 20 seconds left. Good. Like that, that's the over 230. There we go. Good. Just keep that chest up tall. Keep the breathing nice and strong. Good. 5 more seconds to go. Keep that technique there. Good. We'll leave it there. Good job, Kieran. So far. Take those straps off. How do you feel?
Oh, tough, mate.
Puffed?
Sweaty.
That's good. That's what we want. Alright, so I'll give you about a minute's rest, and then we're going to hop onto the bike and do basically the exact same thing. So we're going to keep the intensity fairly light on, but we're just going to try and keep it at a steady state. So we're going to, basically we'll just set up the seat height. So I just want you to stand next to it. We'll line it up with your hip there. So I'll drop it down a little bit. Okay. You can just hop on there. I'll get the screen set up for you. Yeah. There we go. Sit on there. Tighten those straps up for you so your feet don't fall out. Alright. So basically what we're trying to hit today, you see where it says your RPMs there?
Yep.
So we're going to try and hit 60 RPMs and keep it at that rate for the full 3 minutes.
Sure.
So usually we'd go a little bit longer in time for the for that intensity because it's quite hot, and just a demonstration today we're not going to do too much, okay?
Sure.
So you can just start pedaling whenever you like. You can have a bit of a warm up just to get used to the machine. Just getting used to that RPM, trying to sit at 60 for as long as you can, okay? So I'll give you about 30 seconds just getting the hang of it, and then we'll get started. Good. So we'll go 5 seconds and then we'll get started. 3 minutes, try and keep it at that 60 RPM for a full time, okay? Good. Keep those nice deep breaths. Keep in control. Good job, Kieran. It's a minute down, we've got 2 more to go. How you feeling?
I'll be sweaty.
It's
Alright.
sweet. Not too puffed out yet?
Nah, not too pumped out yet.
Good. Halfway down. Just keeping that RPM at 60. Nice deep breaths. Good job. To go. Don't let that RPM slip, okay? Good, Kieran. That RPM up. We've got 20 seconds left. Good. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Done. Good job. So you can just keep pedaling for a little bit longer if you want there. Just pull the legs down a little bit. whenever you're ready, I'll just unstrap you and just unstrap you. You can hop out. So next phase of our workout today is some innovative conditioning. So what we're going to use for that is we're going to hop onto the assault bikes here and do some interval training. So what I'll do is I'll set the seat post height up for you again. Just give you a quick demo of how to use this machine. So you may not have used it much before. Basically, it's a bike, except you use both your arms and legs at the same time. So basically, what we want is it's going to be 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So when you've got your 30 seconds on, we want that as fast as you can. So 95 to 100% of your max effort on that 30-second work, and then the 30 seconds rest, you just completely stop, just trying to recover. So it's going to get your breathing up quite a lot. We still want to try and keep that technique there as much as you can, but we're just going to try and get that maximal effort, short rest, and then the repeat effort, okay? So we're just going to do 3 rounds of that. So a minute and a half of work in total, a minute and a half of rest. So basically, just whenever you're ready, just hop in. Just do a few practice cycles, just getting used to the technique. How's that seat post height feel? Fine. Alright, so basically whenever you're ready, I'll just start the interval timer here. Start from hard. Yep, so the first part is hard, 30 seconds of hard, and then 30 seconds of rest, okay? Yep. So just hold it there for a sec. I'll just start the timer for you. So it'll give you a 3-second countdown, and as soon as that's done, you gotta start, okay? Big different today. Alright, so it's not working at the moment for us. For some reason the system's just stopped. So what I'll do is I'll just set you up. It must be too hot. So for some reason the system's just, here we go, got it sorted. Alright, so I'll set the intervals up. So there's something going on, it actually must be too hot. So what I'm going to do is I'll just time you on my watch, okay? So I'll give you a 3-second countdown and then go. Yep. And then I'll say rest as soon as it's time to rest, and then work as soon as it's time to work, okay? Yep, complete rest. So no pedaling at all, okay? Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. Really trying to use those arms and legs at the same time. That head up. Put your head down too much. Rest. Want that maximal effort as much as you can, so we want to try and keep that pace pretty similar to that first one. So halfway down in the rest, another 15 seconds, and then we go again, okay? Yep. Five more seconds, and then another maximal effort. 3, 2, 1, go. So, just stop for a sec there. You're actually pedaling backwards on that one, so
I'll do that.
No, you can't. So just yeah, we'll start again. So we'll have to start the first interval again.
Oh, no.
So we'll go in 3, 2, 1 again. Just making sure you're pedaling. Right. 3, 2, 1. halfway through. Keep that effort up. Keep going, keep the breathing going. One more second. And rest. Good. So no backpedaling on this one.
Try not to.
Try not to. Good. Help. Right, halfway through the rest there. Just go one more maximal effort, okay? Three, two, one, go. Make this one as hard as you can to really push through, okay? Good. Good effort. Keep that breathing up. Good. Keep going. Good. 10 seconds left. Keep that effort up. One more second. And done. Good job. So just keep pedaling your legs through just to try and recover a bit more. We haven't got too much work today left, so really good effort. Apart from the mess around a little bit, but need a drink or anything?
Nah, I'll be alright.
Real good. Okay. Just whenever you feel comfortable again, just hop off. Just keep that breathing up, nice deep breaths in and out, okay? So just keep walking around. If you feel like you're gonna feel faint or anything, or your legs feel like they're gonna pull out, just get you to lie down on your back with your feet up on the bench there, okay? Don't want you collapsing or anything on us. Nice hot day, so. Just keep that breathing rate up. Feeling okay? Good. Right, so the next phase is some special populations work.
Yep.
So I've got two exercises that I'm going to demonstrate with you just in case you have these health conditions. So the first one's a push-up. So with high blood pressure can cause people to not be able to do heavy strenuous exercise. So if you did have high blood pressure and you struggled to complete push-ups, couldn't do a set of 10 or anything, we just modify it a little bit to make it less strenuous. So if you were struggling to get 10 full push-ups with your hands and feet on the ground, I'd just drop your knees down just to make it a little bit easier on you, not as high on the blood flow, I guess, and your heart rate. So it's just on your knees like that, still coming all the way down if you can. If not, we could make it a little bit easier for you again and just make it half push-ups. So the main focus for somebody with high blood pressure is going to be to make it as non-strenuous as you can, but still getting some load into you to keep that heart rate up slightly. So basically just from your knees, nice and straight through your full body, coming all the way down, trying to get your chest to touch the ground, and come back up. So we're going to go a set of 10 of those. Good, so nice and controlled on the way down. Good. So if we've been working with somebody with high blood pressure for a while, then we can gradually increase the load there, and hopefully we'd start to see a decrease in the blood pressure as well, so we can start picking up more strenuous exercises as we go along. So the next exercise is for somebody with lower back pain. So obviously somebody with lower back pain is going to struggle in an exercise such as a sit-up, where they have to put a lot of load through their back to sit up. So what we're going to do is it's just going to be a static hold. So again, we can modify it a little bit if somebody does struggle with the exercise. So it's called a plank. So basically what we can do is it's either feet on the ground and elbows on the ground, just like that. Or if that's too challenging for somebody with lower back pain because they can't keep the stability through their back and their hips keep dipping, then again we just go to the knees. So we're going to try and hold that for 20 seconds for you today. We're going to go feet and elbows on the ground for you, okay? So just stay nice and tight through your core. So stay nice and tight through your core, Don't let that bum drop down too much. Don't let it raise up too much, okay? So I just want you to bring your head up as well. So just nice and straight through your body. So this is going to build up your core muscles to be able to stabilize your back a lot more. If you do start feeling pain through this exercise, we can modify it again. Good, so that's about halfway down. We're going to go another 10 seconds, okay? Good. So that's good posture through. You feel those core muscles working. Just taking nice deep breaths in and out, nice and controlled with the breathing. Good, and stop. Okay, so with somebody with lower back pain as well, a lot of the time it's due to glute tightness or glute inefficiency, I guess. So that's another thing that I do is I keep stretching up the glutes and strengthening the glutes, and that should in turn improve the lower back pain. So it's just something that we'd have to work on slowly if you did have an issue with that. Because you're quite healthy, we don't have a problem with that, but that's just in case. So last section of program today is some stretching. So I'm just going to go through 2 stretches with you, a hamstring stretch and then a pectoral stretch. So basically, hamstring stretch, quite good for your injury, so just making sure that it's nice and flexible and everything for you. So basically, pretty similar to the sit and reach that we were doing before. Feet together, trying to keep your legs as flat as possible, and then just trying to reach out and touch your toes. If you can't quite get to your toes and can only get to your shins, just try and hold it in that position, okay? If you can get to your toes quite easily, just gradually try and walk your fingers past your feet, okay? So we're gonna hold this one for about 25 seconds. Just want you to try and keep your chest up a little bit more, just so you're not using too much of your lower back to try and stretch through, okay? So we got 20 seconds from now, okay? Good, you feeling that stretch through your hamstrings? Good. Good, 5 more seconds. If you feel like it's putting too much strain on your hamstrings, holding it and stop there. If you feel like it's putting too much strain on your hamstrings, holding it there for that long time, you can split it off into 2 sections. So you go 10 or 15 seconds and then have a short rest, bring yourself back, and then go back out for another 10 seconds. So last stretch we're gonna do is a pectoral stretch. So I'm gonna get you to just hop up. Basically just have your arm bent on the pole there, elbow into the pole, hand on the pole there. And then basically I'm just going to get you to step forward, keeping your chest pointing straight on until you start feeling it through your chest at the top there, okay? So I don't want you to go too far and too much around the pole where it's stretching out your side. I just want you to keep some distance from the pole, just walk straight out until you start feeling that stretch through your chest there. So we're going to hold that 20 seconds each, so you seem pretty flexible there. Just try and straighten your chest up a little bit more. So just bring that side of that shoulder forward a little bit more if you can. You're going to hold this one 20 seconds each side. That should be enough to stretch it out. Good, so that's 10 seconds down, just 10 seconds more. Good, and then we'll just go other side now. So exact same thing. Try and keep that chest as straight on as you can. Try not to rotate the torso too much. We're going to go 20 seconds on this side as well. Good, so 5 more seconds to go. And done. Alright, so that's all we got today. Good stuff today, man.
Thank you.
Nice, good form and everything. Not much to fix up. So just got to focus on making sure those hamstrings are nice and strong for any future training.
Thank you, Fraser.
No worries. Good stuff.
35, that's all right.